Hey everybody, it's Scott Hansen, Director of Congregational Care and Adult Discipleship at Herndon United Methodist Church. And I am here doing Real Talk this week. This is our video check-in series that we do on a weekly basis where we talk about just what's happening in our lives. We talk about what's happening at the church, maybe a little bit more about our sermon series, whatever's, just on our minds. So I am down here at Wesley Theological Seminary, and I am in the process of recording this. I just finished a class on foundations of preaching. And so I came into this room. This is known as Elder Dice. And Elder Dice has some great things. You'll notice behind me here, there's a piano, which don't worry, I won't be playing. And we have some wonderful and beautiful art on the walls. And on this side, you'll see a desk area that has all the technical gadgets to be able to control the room and the video and the lighting. So a lot of classes are held in here, but also a lot of meetings. I was in this room earlier today. We are in the process of hiring new professors, and so I am one of the chosen students to be on a student-led interview committee that has a chance to talk to the candidates. So we've interviewed two so far for this position for our Foundation of Christian Worship professor, who will also be our chapel elder. And the chapel elder is somebody that is responsible for leading the chapel services that we have here on campus every Tuesday, and to make sure that we have all the different resources that we need, but also to help develop the skill sets of the students. It gives them the chance to really have some great practice, whether it be as a liturgist, as somebody that provides the sermon, whether it be for music. There's a lot of different places to be and to serve. So I wanted to bring you here because when I think of all the different things that happen here at Wesley, and one of the things that I think is really important that I share is, when I decided to come to Wesley, the easy choice was because it's close to me, and I'm Methodist. It was, obviously easy. It's a lot easier than driving to another state, and being away from my family. And at this stage of my life, that's something that's not possible. But when I came here, what I didn't really truly understand and appreciate was just the variety of different cultures that are here. There are people from Africa, there are people from Europe, there are people from South America, there are a large contingent from Korea and other parts of Asia. I just had a nice conversation before I came in here with a classmate whose family is still in Myanmar, and they are obviously struggling with a civil war going on over there, and his family is trying to figure out whether to flee to India or not, and he's going through all this while going to class. And I just, so we had a nice conversation. We stopped, and we went into a private room and we prayed and prayed for his family. And it's just a wonderful place to be. Last year I used the word melting pot, like this is the melting pot type of seminary because you get all kinds of different cultures. And my professor, Dr. Hopkins, Denise Hopkins, said instead of using the word melting pot, you should think about using the word salad, because there's all these different components that go into a salad, but they get to keep their shape. They get to keep their individuality. They get to keep who they are. They're not just mushed together like a melting pot would be. And I thought that was really interesting. So that if you hear me use salad bowl from now on, that's the reason why. I do like the fact that people get to be themselves and continue their own individuality as well. But in this classroom, there's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of people that come through here, not only in this classroom, but in the hallways, and other classrooms here on campus. And one of the things that just kind of struck me today as I was watching through and seeing all these different people come through is these people are dedicating their lives to ministry in different ways. Pastor Jonathan and myself, I'm trying to go into the world of being a pastor and leading a congregation. And when people think of ministry, that's the first thing they really think about. But there are a number of people here that are going down the path of becoming a deacon. Deacons have a very, very important role in ministry. They also have the same levels of education requirements, but there you have a more specific focus, whether it be education, whether it be finances, whether it be pastoral care. It could also be in music. There's a lot of different places that deacons can use their talents and gifts. But you can use, whatever degree you get from a place like this in seminary, you can use it to become a modern worship leader or lead music. Um, you know, I, we should have Melissa on here leading one time so she can talk about her background and give you a little bit more information about her path and all the different things that she's accomplished. There's also people that go into pastoral care, not only for people, but also to pastoral care for pastors. I know that sounds strange, but hey, there's a lot of times that we get a lot thrown on us, and then we need to be able to have somebody else to talk to, and we all have somebody that we can reach out to and have that conversation with. So it's a very important position as well. So, with all these things moving on and all these different things, I say this because there are so many gifts available. The beautiful art behind me, I mean, somebody had to have the gift to be able to put that on there, to be able to play the piano and have that musical gene. It's so important. And I share this because, we're in the middle of this sermon series and we're talking about, our shared commitments with the church. And in this sermon series, we've already talked about our commitment and our gifts of prayer and also our presence. And this week, Pastor Jonathan's going to be talking about our gifts and how they impact the church and how they can help and how all those things really tie in to the things that we're doing inside the walls of the church. And then after that, we'll have the shared commitments of service and witness to close out the sermon series in a few weeks ahead. I also want to share that Pastor Jonathan is one of the pastors that's putting together. He's been invited to put a devotional together for the Lenten devotional series. This is a devotional series that is being created by pastors here in the Northern Virginia area, and they will be put into a devotional guide, and we will be using that as a church-wide devotional series. It has a local flair to it. Get to see some writings from other pastors here, some of our friends and colleagues, and just really get to experience, something that is authentic and new and something that we can be proud of. And so that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We'll pass out more information on that and how we're going to do things. But until then, I just really wanted to say that it's been a great couple of months for me. This is my first 2 months, and I always talk about how great this community has been, but I really want to highlight the staff. I can't tell you what a great staff this is, and I know me as coming in as a new person, and this is a tough situation with Floor stepping down, and but I think it's such a great place to come. It's made it very easy for me to just kind of fit in and really focus on the things that I wanted to focus on in congregational care and also discipleship. But I want to name, obviously everybody knows Pastor Jonathan, but Julie, who just does everything, and Jen, who runs the front office, is just an amazing resource for somebody that's brand new or for anybody that comes in the church, and just to see what they do. And I can't speak highly enough about what Mallory and what Joe do with the children and the youth, and our music program with Shannon and Melissa and Luis. It's just been amazing. And then we have a team of volunteers and other people that are working in tech, and it's just, we have so many wonderful people, and those are really gifts. Those people are gifts to our community, are gifts to those of us that get to work with them on a daily basis. And I hope you get to see that too, because there's a lot of times that you see us on Sunday, but you don't really get to interact with us during the week. So I hope that that you will be able to feel that as well. So I just want to say thanks for the first 2 months, really welcoming me. Thank you for joining me here at Wesley Theological Seminary, and I hope that you'll consider maybe visiting down here. We're right next to American University off Massachusetts Avenue. Anybody would love to be able to give you a tour. There's opportunities for those that may be interested one day and just dipping their toe in the water. You're more than welcome to come here and sit in on a class. So there's plenty of opportunities, and I'll do some more videos from here in Real Talk over the next couple of months. Maybe something from the chapel, maybe something from one of the other classrooms, or we have a place called the Refectory where people gather and study and do some other things. So besides that, I'm really excited about this week. Pastor Jonathan's going to be talking about our shared commitment of gifts. We'll talk about tithing. We'll talk about just how important it is for the church. And that will be held at Doe Fellowship Hall. And we'll be there on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We had a great crowd this past week. And so I hope that continues. We're putting out more chairs. We're getting more airflow. The numbers are starting to come down a little more in Fairfax County. So I hope that you'll consider coming out. And if you can't, we'll be live streaming again as usual. And I also want to give a huge shout out to the tech team who's done just amazing work to make sure that the sound has been better. And I hope that you've also been able to see that as well. So besides that, I hope that you have a great week. And I'm excited that you could join me here down here at Wesley Theological Seminary. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. So God bless.